Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And guys, today I'm going to be showing you guys the best head-to-head tips that you guys will need to be able to reach FC champions. So guys, the tips I'm gonna show you guys today, please follow every single step I show you guys, every single tip. Please pay careful attention and take it all into consideration. So now let's go. First of all, you have to go into your settings. When you open the game, click on settings. These are the gameplay adjustments I'll suggest you guys to do. So once you click on gameplay, the first one I'm going to show you guys is the one that says floating virtual stick. This virtual stick, once you open the game, it's always on. So now I want you guys to switch it off. It's when the analog stick is always following your hand movements. That thing really does not help you at all. It just makes you guys a bit slower and all of that. So that I suggest you guys to make it still, to make it stop in one position. And button size is also important. You guys have to adjust the button size to your preference. If let's say you're pressing the button and the button does not react, is not, you don't press it well, I suggest you guys to make the size bigger so you guys can have more space in between your buttons. So the next setting I want to show you guys is all the way at the bottom, and it's the last one, contextual staff dribbling. So you see this setting, it helps you like dribble way more better than usual. If your dribbling is way off, you're not that good at dribbling, I suggest you guys to switch it on, because once you switch it on, once you're coming up against a defender with your winger or something, your player is going to keep the ball more closer to their feet, so then it will be harder for the defender to get to the ball. I'm not saying it's going to be impossible for the defender to win the ball. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's going to keep the ball closer and give you a better control over the ball when you're facing an opponent. So it's normally switched off, so I suggest you guys to switch it on so you guys can have a better gameplay preference. So now let me show you guys how you guys should use your skill points. Okay guys, so here's where we're gonna start. We're going to start by the goalkeepers. So goalkeepers, there's no debate, there's no argument that you have to use all your skill points on diving. You have to use every single skill point on diving. Unless it's at 5 rank, then you use one on kicking, but 100% everything must be used on diving. Then on your left wing backs and right wing backs, as you have to use everything on balance. It's either you use it all on balance or you use everything on defending. It's either you choose one of the two between balance and defending. No debates there, just you have to do as I just said. So then now coming to the right backs and left backs. So it depends on your left back or right back. So it depends on which type of full back you have. For example, if let's say you have a full back that is like a center back in a way, like for example, let me take Jules Koundé for example. I used to have his right back card. If you have a card like that, you have to use all the skill points on balance. Never use your skill points on passing for a right back or a left back. It's actually very pointless. So you have to use everything on balance. If let's say your fullback is a type like Kunde for example, and if your fullback is not like, it's not a Kunde type of a fullback, if let's say it's a Grimaldo type, a Grimaldo card is, Grimaldos are not that good defensively. If you have that type of a fullback, use everything on defending. So that's what I suggest for that position. So now coming into the center backs, you have to use everything on defending. There's no other debate, unless maybe if you have a short small center back like Cannavaro, maybe you can use some on strength, but 100% I'd suggest you to use it on defending. On your defensive midfielders, I also 100% suggest you guys to use everything on defending. Don't use it on any other skill point. I used to use mine on passing and all that, but I realized defending is what your defensive midfielders really need. So now moving on to the center mid position. The center mid position, I feel like you guys can use your skill points anyway. It depends on where the midfielder will need it. I would also suggest you guys to use it on on you. If you have, let's say, a center mid that is more of an offensive type of a center mid, I suggest you guys to use your skill points on physicality or defending, either one of the two. Or if your midfielder is a very defensive type of midfielder, I'll suggest you to use it on passing and defending. Or it depends on your choice. As I said, here the center mid, it just depends on your type of play. If you're the type that used to love using counter attacks and all that, maybe physicality and defending is the type of skill point you need. Or if you're the type that wants to control the game, quick slow passes, I suggest you to use passing. So it depends on your center mids. So now for the right mid, left mid positions, so this one also depends on your formation. If let's say you are playing with left mids and right mids, let's say your formation is 4-4-2, for example, you have the left backs and right backs to cover up for the left mids and right mids. So I suggest you guys to use your skill points on dribbling. If you have a right back or a left back covering for the left mid or right mid. But if you don't have a full back, like a right back or a left back, let's say you're playing 3-5-2, for example, you have to use everything on balance. The left mid, right mid has to have a bit of defending stats with them. So that's why I suggest use your skill points wisely on this one. So on to the attack. This one should be actually fairly simple. So for attacking midfielders, everything has to be used on dribbling or shooting. No other debate, just depends on your preferred style. I prefer having it on shooting. You can also have it in dribbling if you dribble a lot with your attacking midfielders, but I suggest using it on shooting. But any one of the two is fine. Then coming to the center forwards, don't use your skill points on dribbling or passing. Those skill points, those things are actually quite useless. Use everything on shooting because they're going to be having more goal scoring opportunities than times to be passing the ball or laying it off. So that also is very simple. And to the attack, also the attack is very simple. If you have left mid, right mid, or striker, I mean left wing, right wing, or striker, everything has to be used on dexterity. There's no other debate on that. Everything on dexterity, or as it's called now, runner. Some players have the trait runner, so you have to use everything on that. So that's what I suggest for the skill points. And guys, here are some few traits I would suggest you to have on your players. For example, when you're building your team, I suggest you to have your defenders must always have drive into tackles, power header. Those are very good traits for your defenders to have. And for your midfielders, they must have must have like playmaker, long shot taker, and long passes, because all their attack always starts from the midfield and defense. So you have to have these sort of traits on your players for head to head and all the other modes. Now let me go back into the game now. So guys, now into my team, I suggest you guys to use your skill points very wisely. I mean your skill points and your training level, you have to use them very wisely. Your training levels on your players are very important. You need to have a high training levels on each player. I suggest you, if you guys want to reach legendary 1, legendary 2, you have to have minimum 15 plus training levels on each player. As you guys can see, I have 25 training levels on each player, which is a lot, more than enough. So I also suggest you guys to have that. So now let's go into the skill points, skill moves. So here in the skill moves, it all depends on your skill level. It just depends on how easy it is for you to use skill moves and all that. So I can't really say which skill moves you should use. It all depends on how your playing style, which skill moves will be more effective for you. These are just this. I'm just going to show you guys skill moves I think you should have in with your squad. So you can only have 4 skill moves. So all the skill moves I show you guys, just choose which ones you will find most effective. So starting from the top, elastico, this one I 100% suggest you guys to have it. Rainbow is also a good skill move. The thing is, if you don't sure how to use it or you're not that good with it, just don't use it, because it won't really work for you. Heel to heel flick, 100% I would suggest it. Lane change, 100% I would suggest it. It really is effective skill moves. Feint and exit, this skill move is very underrated in my opinion, especially if you like to cut in and use finesse with your finesse type, with your cards that have finesse finesse trade. This move will be very helpful. It helps you get away from the opponent and just literally just finesse it with a great open up fake shot. This is a very nice move. I think this skill move is free, or if I'm not mistaken, but this skill move is one of the most effective skill moves. You can even use it with goalkeepers and it will work. Knock on and run, I just use it to because I like doing counter attack. So it's not really a good skill move to have. I just use it because I like counter attacking. So now into the ones I don't really have. Turn and spin. This skill move is very good. I've come up against opponents that use this skill move, especially in FC Champion, and I can't. This skill move is unstoppable. You can't like slide. Even if you slide tackle, you're either gonna get a yellow card or a red card, because this skill move is that effective that you can't get the ball back. This drag back spin is very similar to the turn and spin one. This one is just requires less skill moves that are also suggested for you guys. So now into the formations. I'm just gonna show you guys formations I feel that are most effective in the head-to-head or FC Champion stage. So first of all, 4-3-3 attack, 100% I would suggest it. 4-4-2, 100%, it really works. This formation is actually very strong. 4-1-4-1, also very good, very underrated in my opinion. Now we scroll on. 4-2-2, I don't know why this formation, it's actually a very good formation, very hard to stop. If it, to be fair, I've come up against opponents that use this formation. This formation is actually difficult to stop. 4-3-3, standard 4-3-3 can be used as 4-3-3 attack or 4-3-3 holding. If you can't choose between the two, just go for this one, very standard formation. 5-2-1-2, this formation is actually a very decent formation, very good for counter attacking type of players who love using this type of formations. I've seen Di Mysterio, he uses this formation and he's very good at using it. 4-4-1-2-1-2 wide, this one is also a very good formation. I also suggest it, and obviously I 100% suggest 4-3-3 holding. I use the formation myself, so I would 100% suggest it. Same as for 3-5-1-1 or 3-5-2. These two formations are basically the same thing. It's just this one has a sense of forward as a player. 100% I also suggest 4-2-3-1 wide. This formation is very balanced in attack and balanced in defense. You have very good attacking options and defending options, so this suggestion I also suggested. Same as this 5-3-2, I also 100% suggest it is a very good formation to have for head to head. 4-4-2, very good formation as well, but the thing is it might be a bit too defensive. Other than that, it's a very good formation. 4-4-1-1, very similar to 4-2-2, so it's basically the same thing, just with one striker dropping off a little bit. 4-3-3 false 9, very also the same thing as 4-3-3 holding, just the striker drops a bit back so he can support inside midfield. And 4-2-4, also this is a good formation. The only problem is you have too much attacking options that you might even lose the ball. Once you lose the ball, you are very easily vulnerable in defense. So those are the formations I suggest you guys to have in head to head. So yeah, that's all my tips I could show you guys for today. Hopefully, I hope this helps you guys a lot to be able to reach FC Champion. I was able to reach FC Champion in the last season. I hope you guys can do it too. I was so close to FC Champion too, but I was so close, but then I started losing a few matches because it was a bit difficult. Well, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and bye.